You are Locked On Celtics Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Boston, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, a complete team effort at TD Garden Wednesday night for the Boston Celtics. They win Game 5 in blowout fashion against the New York Knicks. And I'll tell you what, you got to believe right now. They've earned that trust. For you, for me. Derrick White, Luke Cornett, Hauser back in the lineup coming off the bench, Pritchard, Jaylen Brown. Team win for the Celtics in Game 5. Now it's to New York for Game 6. And if the Celtics are going to play on their home floor again for the 24-25 season and in the NBA playoffs for 2025, it's going to be next Monday for a Game 7 against the Knickerbockers. It may just get there. We do welcome you to our latest Locked On Celtics postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, longtime college hoops play-by-play announcer, national show host, ESPN Radio, and satellite radio. Do believe to this day Kevin McHale's cameo on the sitcom Cheers was night and day better than Wade Boggs. If you don't know the name McHale, shame on you. If you don't know the name Wade Boggs, if you don't know the show Cheers, Google it. You are Locked On with our latest Locked On Celtics postcast. Notice my mood so much different than when Jason Tatum went down with that gruesome injury a couple of nights ago, and it looked like 3-1. It was going to be over in 5. No, the mood is a lot better, and I think your mood is a lot better as well. We are providing reaction to every Celtics playoff game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, as well as the Celtics, Locked On Celtics podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We do want to hear from you, our everydayers and our first-timers. Join the conversation. Watching live with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, hit that comment button. Don't be a stranger, and join the Celtics conversation. You can also hit me up, follow on X at Lennox on Hoops, questions, comments, or concerns. Wow. Just wow. You know, the surgery for Jason Tatum on Tuesday, recovery could be back next February, perhaps, for the 25-26 regular season. A picture of Jason Tatum post-op on Wednesday. And I got to thinking during the second half of the blowout victory in Game 5 for the Celtics over the Knicks, maybe Jason Tatum, I know it would be hard. I don't know that he would be on the bench, but maybe he's upstairs in a suite on Monday night. And all of a sudden they show him on camera for the first time and TD Garden just absolutely erupts. That's down the road right now. But what a performance in Game 5 for the Celtics. And I think they've earned our trust believing this series can get back to Boston for a Game 7.
This is what you'll be talking about.
About Derrick White. I mean, just up and down the lineup. Derrick White, 34, 26 for Brown. 22 made threes, 49 attempts, and Luke Cornett off the bench. Luke Cornett going 5 of 5 from the field. 9 rebounds, 10 points total. And how about this number of the night for Luke Cornett? Not 1, not 3, not 5, 7. 7 blocked shots for Luke Cornett. 1 block, they kept it in bounds, went the other way, little pick and roll, goes to the basket, gets the ball, and throws it down. Luke Cornett was terrific. Needed again in Game 6 on Friday. Luke coming off the bench in a hostile environment. Needed again next Monday. But the Celtics are just so much different than that Boston baseball team right now, where the Red Sox suck you in, and then all of a sudden they disappoint you. Case in point, walked off Tuesday night in Detroit, walked off Wednesday night in Detroit. And if you want more Red Sox information, Locked On Red Sox postcast is up and available. We did that before coming on with Locked On Celtics postcast and talking about an impressive win. The run for the Knicks never came in the second half. This series should have been over in 5 for the Celtics, but we know what happened in the first 2 games at home at TD Garden. Up 20-plus in the third quarter, blew 20-point second half leads. 32-17, 36-26 over the final 2 quarters, 127-102 the final, 25-point win. The Knicks, I'll tell you what, if they advance to the Eastern Conference Finals against Indiana, that series could be over in a blink of an eye. They've got a lot of warts. And remember, Knick fans, you can be happy you're still up 3-2 in the series and going home. We've got a lot of Knick fans in here, and we welcome you in. Keep it clean. Keep it civil. That's all we ask. That's all I ask. But you knew coming into the series it wasn't going to be easy. Now Jason Tatum is done for the series, done for the playoffs, and done probably well into the new year for next NBA season. But you had the chance here, and this is what you put up in a 127-102 loss. You put up 17 in the third quarter after they played even through the first two quarters. And Jaylen Brunson, it never came. I mean, Brunson, Josh Hart had 24. Brunson, 7 of 17 and 22 points. Mitchell Robinson, by the way, knocking down free throws. Mitchell Robinson, by the way, knocking down free throws. He was, I mean, that's just an incredible number. He was perfect, 6 of 6 at the line. Robinson is an active guy. Jalen Brunson in foul trouble, picked up number 5 in the third quarter with plenty of time on the clock. Knicks allowed the Celtics to get into the bonus, and the Celtics took advantage in that third quarter as well. But just all out with this performance. Pritchard played almost 40 minutes. White played almost 40 minutes. Tatum played 37-plus minutes. The Celtics were 52% from the field overall and 45% on the three-point line. And they missed 9 free throws. Don't go to New York on Friday for Game 6 and miss 9 free throws. You get the opportunities at the line, you need to make them. The Knicks got to the line 14 more times, by the way. 40-26 advantage in terms of attempts at the line for the Knicks in this game. The Celtics did a nice job overall taking care of the basketball. Just 8 turnovers. And I'm sorry, it goes back to the Orlando series. It goes back to the regular season. Knocking down 22 threes, that's a big number. But without Jason Tatum, and Reggie Miller did say it early on, the Knicks are going, or the Celtics rather, are going to have less one-on-one. And they had a nice percentage of one-on-one opportunities. Jaylen Brown, man, when he can elevate on a jumper from about 16 to 18 inside that three-point line, it's pretty. It's pretty when he connects. But the number for me, 12 assists for Brown. He almost had a triple-double. 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. But he had 12 assists. Don't have it in front of me right now, but you can probably go back a handful of games and add up a handful of games. He may not have had 12 assists total in 3 or 4 games during the stretch of the playoffs here against Orlando and New York. But Brown came up big. Everyone came up big. And 27 total assists, that usually spells success. And I believe that's a playoff team high through their first now 5 and 5, 10 playoff games. I'll tell you what, there's no way in the world you go to bed tonight thinking this team can't get it back to Boston for a Game 7. And at that point, no Jason Tatum, doesn't matter. It's all hands on deck, and it's go after it. Now, there's a lot that needs to happen. Obviously, you need to win Game 6. Celtics put themselves in the position where they're down 3-1. Even with the injury, they don't win that game a couple of days ago in New York. They were down. Ended up losing by what, 7 or 8? 8, I think, was the total. So they didn't get it down to a 2-possession game late in the game. And that might have been different with Jason Tatum on the floor. But again, not that you want this advantage, but I think during the regular season, when Brown missed time, Holiday missed time, Porzingis missed time, it was huge. Even Tatum missed time. And it was just next man up, and we will deal with the adversity. They dealt with the adversity, and they win huge against the New York Knicks. And the Knicks, again, they've shown the ability to get back into games, but they didn't get back into this one. And that's a credit to the Boston Celtics. Less of me now, more of you. Let's get into it. Glad you're with us. Locked On Celtics Postcast. Let's get into the comments here because, again, I think right now you just have to believe this comes back to Boston for a Game 7. And then you go after Indiana if somehow, some way, you manage to win 3 in a row. But that's what was needed after the loss of New York in game number 4. You're down 3-1. Now you're down 3-2. You need 2 more victories to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Joseph starts us off. Great team win tonight. That's what it was. It was absolutely a team victory, and it's what's needed. Connected. Tied at the half, blow them out in the second half. Continuing from Joseph, the big question, can they consistently keep playing like this? I do believe they can. But hey, wow, look at the offense, 127 points. They defended together as a team. Knicks still got their offensive rebounds and scored on second and third chance opportunities, but this was connected on both ends of the floor. It was absolutely what was needed, and you didn't want this crunch time with a 2-possession game. And it wasn't that. Joe Mazzulla was able to empty the bench. Fat Man Olympics, Luke, with a lot of U's. Yeah, he was terrific. 7 block shots. And that's what he's capable of doing. And again, Kornet's one of those guys, a lot's been written in the last 48 hours about Jason Tatum, about what the future is. The present right now is you're down 3-2 in the series. You need 2 more victories. 1 in New York Friday, 1 in Game 7 at home in Boston. That's what you fought for. This is the 2-3 matchup in the Eastern Conference semifinals. You have that home court advantage. You just have to win Game 6, and then you roll the dice with Game 7, which would be at TD Garden on Monday. Joseph, also, was KP benched or still sick? What happened to him? I don't know. But the way Kornet was playing, even Al Horford, more active. Porzingis, I saw 1 or 2 shots early on, and it was line drive. No legs, and it just seems like the stamina has been zapped from him. He played 12-plus minutes, 0 of 2 on the three-point line, 0 of 3 overall, and just 1 point. And that free throw came late. It came in the first half, and that was his only point of the game. And he had 1 rebound. So right now, I don't know if there's a magic potion here or what. Whatever they're doing, they got to continue doing it with him, and he's got to be able to play. I mean, he was in the starting lineup with Al Horford. He's in the starting lineup, coming off the bench the last handful of games with Tatum available. Tatum's no longer available. Do you roll the dice and go? And I saw it on social media, and I'm sort of for it right now. I mean, Peyton Pritchard played 39 minutes. But do you let Pritchard play in a starting role, or do you just continue to put him in? Does it matter? He's still going to be in there down the stretch, in a crunch time situation. He's going to be one of your guys on the floor because I don't like using the word scrappy with Peyton Pritchard, but he's just got a nose for the basketball. He goes after it, and he's going to grind. So Porzingis, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the legs are there. The stamina's not there. It's been zapped from him again. And it's just not there right now. Fat Man Olympics, great game by JB, Derrick White, and Luke Kornet. Sorry, boss, but the player of the game for me is Luke Kornet. Why are you saying sorry? Fat Man Olympics, you're entitled to your opinion. He was terrific. Didn't miss from the field. 7 block shots. Almost 10 rebounds. Absolutely what the team needed. Aiden checks in as well. Doesn't use boss. But, yeah, Fat Man Olympics, Aiden agrees. Luke for MVP. The Real Darrell checking in. Live to play another day. That's all you could ask. Win the game and extend the series. And if you lose in 6, we'll talk about it on Friday night, but I don't want to do it. I want to keep going with this team. Is it going to be easy? No. We all know that. But I think this team has earned trust from last year winning the NBA title last June against the Dallas Mavericks. And you can say what Joe Mazzulla is a terrific coach. It's the present-day NBA. It is what it is. They knock down threes. They had several records this year for three-pointers. Most consecutive games with 15 threes, most threes in NBA history for a season. Individuals, White, Pritchard, and Tatum, all now top 3 in most threes for a season. But everyone sort of just wants to bang on the Celtics while they're down. No. Right now, this team's earned enough respect. They've got enough collateral to say this series can get to a Game 7. It may not. The Knicks can easily close it out at home, and it's to their advantage. And I said it before the playoffs got underway. In this series, the Celtics needed to go 7 and able to extend and get to the Eastern Conference Finals. They need to win the next 2. They need to win the final 3 games of this series. And boy, won't that be a narrative. If you're the New York Knicks, you're going to have to live with that in your history. We were up 3-1 in the series. They were without their top player, one of the top players in the NBA present day, and Jason Tatum, and you lose the series. That's on the table. If you were the Knicks, you wanted this series over Wednesday night. Well, we can go home. You have that luxury of knowing Game 6 is at home on Friday night, and you've got your home crowd. And it's a little different than Monday night. Friday night at the Garden is going to be insane. Who knows who's going to be there? And who really cares? But I'll tell you what. It's on the table. This one goes 7. And it's on the table that the Celtics can win this series without Jason Tatum. This isn't the regular season, but this is absolutely on the table that the Celtics can win this series in 7 games. We'll see if it happens. Hey, let's get into numbers tonight. More of your comments as we continue. Celtics win big and force a game 6. That's the narrative right now for Joe Mazzulla's team. Locked On Celtics postcast is presented by Wayfair. Spring is here. That means it is home project season. Whether you're refreshing a room or tackling a full renovation, Wayfair is the best kept secret for all things home improvement. From small updates like stylish cabinet hardware to major upgrades like vanities, sinks, or outdoor lighting, Wayfair has quality products for every budget. You may be thinking right now about upgrading your kitchen or your bathroom or your living space. With Wayfair, the selections are incredible. Their free and fast shipping is made so easy. No hauling heavy items from the store. You are going to love that they have top brands like GE, Moen at great prices. Shopping is seamless, and you will find exactly what you need for the fit and to fit your space and your lifestyle as well. Wayfair makes home improvement easy. Get started now. Wayfair.com. That's Wayfair.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. Locked On Celtics postcast also presented by, and don't forget, Locked On Celtics postcast, your Celtics every day. John Corrales has you covered as well with reaction and storylines for the Celtics during this playoff season. Locked On Celtics postcast presented by Car Gurus. Shopping for a car should be exciting, not exhausting, but between the confusing prices, hidden fees, it can be overwhelming. That's why you are going to love using Car Gurus. They help you cut through the noise and show you the best deals with full confidence. With over 4 million listings, Car Gurus has more new and used cars than any other major online marketplace in the U.S. They verify the dealers, provide real price and analysis, and give you the tools and data you need to make the right choice without second-guessing yourself. Need a deal you can trust? Car Gurus makes it easy to compare vehicles side by side with unbiased deal ratings. Price drop alerts are available, so you know exactly when the perfect car is available for your budget. Plus, the in-depth vehicle details give you peace of mind before stepping onto any lot. It's no wonder SimilarWeb estimated traffic data showing Car Gurus is the #1 most visited car shopping site. Buy or sell your next car today with Car Gurus at cargurus.com. Go to cargurus.com to make sure your big deal is the best deal. That's cargurus.com, cargurus, Gurus.com. Celtics victorious at home in game number 5, still trail the series 3-2. The Indiana Pacers are waiting. Hey, they may have paid attention to game 5 at TD Garden Wednesday night. They may have said, you know what, let this series go as far as it can possibly go. The Celtics helped them out a little bit with the victory in game 5, at least a game 6 on the docket for Friday night at Madison Square Garden. And with a win, the Celtics would even up the series at 3 games apiece. Man, they've been playing from behind in this series from the get-go. Down 0-1, down 0-2 after losing the first 2 at TD Garden. And now with a victory, opportunity to force a game 7 with a game 6 victory. You cannot look past Friday night. But you could go into an entire weekend off Saturday. You can empty the tank on Friday night because you have 2 days off to recover. And game 7, man, the doubt certainly is going to be in the minds of Knicks fans. And yes, you have Jaylen Brunson available. But man, Karl Anthony Towns, I'm sorry. I had a good conversation the other day with a buddy of mine, and he's always in the know. He's kind of my go-to guy. He could easily have hosted a sports talk show over the years. Big fan of Bill Simmons. But, we both, I agree, I said, Karl Anthony Towns is just a guy that, frustrates you. Had 19 points, 8 rebounds. So I believe that ended a streak of double-doubles in the playoffs for Karl Anthony Towns on Wednesday night. But, man, he could go for 35 and 20 easy. And the foul that he picked up, I think, was number 3, basically almost tackled Jaylen Brown. How about Brown and Hart getting into it right at the start of the third quarter? It just wasn't going to be the Knicks' night. Connected is the word that you use for the Celtics with that victory. Connected. Let's get back into your comments. Cameron, they played great without JT. I think this is going to bring the best out of Brown. I think this will allow him to take over and not worry about sharing with JT. There's some of that. You know, does he take a back seat in it? They're both phenomenal players. They're both getting paid huge contracts. Jaylen Brown is an outstanding player. He's had the knee issue, and they're all banged up on both sides. Every team that's remaining right now is banged up. Cleveland's going home banged up. But yeah, this is an opportunity for Jaylen Brown to really sort of separate himself, because it's going to take huge performances. And Derrick White from the get-go said, you know what, guys? Get on my back. We're going to take this. The real Darrell, can they win Game 6? Yeah, because there is a Game 6, the real Darrell, and you know that. Come on, you're throwing that out there. I throw it right back at you, the real Darrell. Can they win Game 6? Yes, they can. Absolutely. It's going to take a terrific beginning-to-end effort. And likely, it's a best case scenario maybe is it's a 2 to 3 possession game with 5 to go. And you've got to figure out how to stop Jalen Brunson. Do not let Jalen Brunson beat you. And he's capable of doing it. But you need to shut him down in the final 5 minutes of Game 6. That could be a huge part of a Game 6 victory. Finding a way to shut down Jalen Brunson, because he just gets his shot off. And he makes big shots. The Celtics put the pedal to the metal and their foot on the throats of the Knicks and said, that's not happening in Game 5. They had a terrific second half. So the real Darrell, you asked that question already knowing the answer. BMD 555, so proud of JB distribution. Yeah, I mean, just involved his teammates. 12 assists, fantastic. 27 total for the team. That's a great number. 25 or more. 20 or more. Finishing from BMD 555. I can't recall the last time he had a double-figure assist. It's been a while. Yes, it has. Fat Man Olympics. I'd like to see more Davison, the G League MVP. You haven't seen it to this point in the playoffs. I think Joe Mazzulla has shown who he's playing. Aiden, Mitchell Robinson is never going perfect from the line again. Aiden, you know FanDuel's a sponsor, right, of the Locked On Podcast Network. Not saying you have to put that in there, but yeah, he went 6 of 6 at the line. He did. Nick, JB looked like a true one for a contending team. Yeah, he did. Full control of his environment. Joe had a great game plan and made the adjustments that broke it open by unleashing Luke in the second half. Great win. Yeah, and we had it earlier. KP, part of it is Luke Cornett played so well. You have to reward that. Absolutely have to reward that. Cody, 2 more to go. Yeah, there you go. Positive. Every nylon. RJB, greater than their JB. Ooh. I've said it before. I love Jalen Brunson. And I've grown to really appreciate Jaylen Brown, watching him this entire season. I mean, we did start Locked On Celtics postcast at the very beginning of the regular season. I love his game because he can score at all 3 levels. By the way, on 1-3 from the right wing in front of the bench area, had all day to take the 3. I think he actually dribbled. I didn't go back and rewind it, but I think he actually took a dribble, just waited. Are the Knicks going to get out on the 3-point line and defend better at any point in time? Question mark. Doesn't seem like it. Nick, as soon as I saw JB playing Brunson sideline to sideline, I knew this was going to be different. Brunson going to come out guns ablaze the next game. Yes. Keep attacking him every time down the floor. Yeah, 100%. One more from the real Darrell. Why can't I get it up here? The real Darrell, where'd it go? Pritchard is the key to Game 6. I'm going to go back and forth with myself, and Joe Mazzulla is smarter than I am. When I'm in the room by myself, I'm still not the smartest person in the room. I've grown to accept that over the years. I'd love to see Pritchard in the starting role, but again, he played almost 40 minutes. He's going to get his minutes anyway, starter or coming off the bench as he's done all year. Maybe he just continues in that role. But yeah, he's, 5 threes in the Game 5 victory. Got to keep it up. Len, I hope the Celtics keep it going for Game 6. And Cody's going to wrap us up. So much better attacking the rim. Knicks cannot defend. When we swing the ball, force Game 7 at home, and we are winning. That's what we're going to finish it off with. Right there. Thank you, Cody. It's on the table. It's right there for the Celtics. Again, not going to be easy. But you force a Game 7, get back home for a Game 7 on Monday night. House money. And really, I don't know that they'd be the favorite for a Game 7. We'll see how Game 6 unfolds, but we're going to be with you after Game 6, hopefully previewing and looking ahead to a Game 7. Again, we'll be on with you within minutes of the final buzzer Friday night as the Celtics look to make it 2 wins in a row. They need 2 in a row to force a Game 7. They need 3 wins in a row to force and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals against the waiting Indiana Pacers. It has happened. Let me get to this real quick. Hit some of the numbers of the night, but 27 assists is my huge number of the night for the Celtics. But it has happened. It has happened 13 times in NBA playoff history where a team has been down 3-1 where they've come back. The Celtics are trying to be the 14th team. And the Celtics are trying to get to the conference finals for a 4th straight year. What's that going to take? A Game 6 victory in New York on Friday night at Madison Square Garden and a Game 7 win against New York Monday night back at TD Garden. We'll be with you within minutes of the final buzzer Friday night, hopefully talking about a Celtics Game 6 victory. Locked On Sports, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports, your team, your Celtics, every day. Enjoy the rest of your night, everybody.